Hello, my name is Aaron Atwood from AtwoodsBakery in Alexandria, Louisiana. That's right smack in the middle of the state. A state that's known for Mardi Gras, it's known for parties, and it's known for king cakes. So, what I have here is one of our king cakes that's set up to ship, and it's set up to send to friends and family members, or if you're outside of the state of Louisiana and you want to have it sent to yourself, that's perfectly fine. But whenever you're having something as wonderful as this sent to you, it's really good to know exactly what you're getting. So that's what we have here. I have had this king cake shipped around for the last 2 days like a 2-day shipper would be, so that way we can see exactly what you would see upon opening it. Now most of our king cakes, we have the box taped down in just 2 spots. So just a normal kitchen knife gets you in the easiest without tearing it. It's wedged in pretty tight to hold the king cake firm. So just takes a little bit of effort right there, and the box should open up just fine for you. Now, when you first open the box, you're going to see some of what we call throws. Throws are what's thrown out at a Mardi Gras parade. Sometimes floats and parades will throw out masks. Sometimes they'll throw out Mardi Gras cups. And then we also have another set of throws that should be in here somewhere that has Mardi Gras doubloons that were actually used at parades in the past, and Mardi Gras beads, several strands of those. And we'll take a more look at them in a minute. We also have a cake server for you to use for this, and it has some instructions for setting this up. Because we wanted y'all to have some of the fun of Mardi Gras, we actually included the icing and the sugars for you to decorate the cake yourself. Now this is where else we can send king cakes if you want to pass the tradition along, because that's part of the party, is sharing it with other people. And all of the other delicious flavors that we do for Mardi Gras. Okay, which leaves the king cake. Now it doesn't take up the whole box, but it does take up most of the box in here, along with some sizzle pack that's not really necessary. Now, whenever we're putting it in, we don't want it to slide around in the box, so we usually put a little piece of tape in the corner of it to hold it down. Again, that same steak knife that you use, but be careful, we'll get it out of the corner of it. And sometimes during shipping, the king cake box will get knocked around a little bit. So we don't need this at the moment, but we do have a use for it. Now, whenever it comes to opening up your package, I already cut it a little bit. I'm going to continue to cut the package open. Be aware that because this has baked cream cheese on top of it, some of the cream cheese will always stick to the top of the plastic that we've wrapped it in. Now, I can't do this, but if you were at home, you could easily just take a knife and scrape that off and enjoy that piece yourself. Nobody will be the wiser. But I am actually going to use my little cake server that we sent for y'all and take that off and put it right back on the king cake. Okay? But it's mostly to keep that good gooey cream cheese that's been baked onto the top of it from sticking to the top of the box instead. And that's why we have that in there. Okay. Man, that looks good. Now, as a reminder, most of the king cakes that we ship do have cream cheese on them, but it's a baked cream cheese. So it's not going to be really super gooey, it's not going to be super gushy, and it only has a slight color variation from the brown of the golden baked cream cheese to the brown of the king cake. But we'll see more about that in just a second. Now, I wouldn't want to make a mess on my kitchen counter, so what I am going to do with this is I'm going to make double use out of the king cake box that we sent it to you in. So that way any extra sugar, any extra mess stays in the box. All right. We sent it along with some icing. Now, this is where your personal preference comes in, because either, and just a normal pair of scissors, or if you're really good, you can cut it off with that little bit of a knife. Okay? If you want lots and lots and lots of icing like we do it here, cool. If you want just a little bit of icing and just kind of drizzle it on, you can be just as artsy or just as creative as you want to be. Me, I'm going to keep it relatively simple, and because I want enough icing over the whole thing, I'm just going to kind of go across it first with the icing, then back across with some more icing. Now I'm putting it on there pretty thick, and the hole that I cut is pretty large in here. So that'll make sure we have plenty of icing over the top of it. Now, if you want to use the server to do it, that's fine. If you've washed your hands at home, you want to do that. If you want to use a set of gloves at home to do this, that's perfectly fine. I'm actually just going to use the server that came with it. Now, if a little bit of your dough picks up, a little bit of that cream cheese picks up into your serving knife, that's okay, because we're about to cover it with colored sugars of purple, green, and gold. And when we do that, you won't really be able to tell that there's a little bit of that cream cheese. I mean, look how good that is. It's got the cream cheese, just oozes right into it. Okay, and so yeah, it does look like a little bit of a mess, ooey gooey, almost like a cinnamon roll, which is actually a close relation to the king cake. I'm gonna put this over here so it doesn't get all over my table, but if any did get out, it's in the box and not on there. Next thing is you should have 3 colors of purple, green, and gold sugar. Now traditionally it stood for the 3 gifts of the wise men, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, but King Rex during the first Mardi Gras celebrations renamed them for justice, power, and faith for the 3 colors of sugar. They stand for that. Now while I'm sprinkling this and talking about history, I will tell you that there is a baby baked into every king cake. It says it a couple of different places in the box, but we want to be sure you know, yes it is. It's really large. It's looking for another one back there, but it's pretty hard to miss whenever you go to start cutting into it. So nobody should choke on it or have any problem with it. Okay, when we decorate it here, we like to just put a little bit of the sugar on each end. Now, if you want, you can put more, but I do recommend getting the sugar on there before the white glaze has a chance to really start to dry. So lifting it up like that so you can see, we just kind of do a little triangle at both ends of it. And then it doesn't matter, purple or green. Go about halfway across the king cake. Then the other half, but I kind of skip over a little bit. You notice even to this point I haven't got any of the king cake or icing on my hands. Being kind of careful with it. And then you match up the other patch with your other sugars. Now, if you want a little less sugar than that, that's perfectly fine. Usually we'll put a little more sugar in there than you would need to frost it. So there's still some purple, green, and gold left in case you want to put some extra on here, or if you want to bake some sugar cookies or some cupcakes to go along with your party that you're having, you can sprinkle a little purple, green, and gold straight from Louisiana on there. Now, where are our throws? Okay. To decorate it up for the party, all of our goodies in there, and most people, whenever you get the baby inside the king cake, it makes you king of the party. If you would like, you can just put a couple of these on here, and all the remaining ones that you're not using for decoration, you can give to whoever found the baby. Or they can take the other ones once you wash the icing off of them. And a couple Mardi Gras throws on there. And what that leaves you with is your king cakes all put together. We've taken care of any issues that might have been during shipping or getting knocked around during shipping, and it's ready to absolutely eat and enjoy. So if you have any questions, be sure and check us out on Facebook, or you can send us a message through email to sales@bakingmemories.com. Our Facebook site is AtwoodsBakery, or you can go back to our website, bakingmemories.com, and just drop us a line. Thank you very much.